Survivors, welcome back to another ARK 2 video, and we had a surprise ARK 2 concept drop, and it wasn't a dino this time, it was weapons, specifically the weapon modding system. And these are absolutely amazing. I'm so excited about this. The potential of the customizable crafting system is endless. Well, to a degree, but you get what I mean. And this is just a teaser of what you can make, because there are going to be so many different variations and combinations that you'll be able to make, which is going to blow this system out of the water compared to ARK 1's less variable look. This is all about the component based item crafting that will allow you to construct your weapons and tools from a range of distinct modules to customize their look and functionality with millions of possible combinations, enabling you to craft your own unique gear with the specific materials you choose, further affecting the appearance of your items. And that last bit about the appearance is exactly what we are seeing here in this concept. I know these are just concepts, but honestly this has got me so excited at how customizable ARK 2 really could be. Now, this was the concept that was dropped. There's only one image. It's more about the modding system rather than the actual weapons that you can see, because there are going to be a lot more weapons in the game. But this is showing you how you're going to be able to interchange different aspects of different weapons and create like these completely unique styled weapons. So up here we've got the shields. This is the survivor set. Now this is what I presume is going to be a bone club. So you're going to be able to change the bone part of it to the handle as well, because you can see down here all of this is showing where you can switch. You can combine the sword or the club with different handles and make them look a bit more unique for your tribe. So up here we've got the Arati set. So these are the creatures that we've seen in the game. We haven't actually seen them, I don't think, using this shield, or I'm not even sure what you call this, because this is obviously a club. This is a sword. But this one, I'm not even sure what the name of it's going to be. It's not really a sword. It's kind of a blade, but it's got some claws up there. It looks fantastic. And then we've got the scrap metal set here. And this is very interesting. I will come on to that skull in a short while. But these are the three different sets that we've got. Survivor set, Arati set, and scrap metal set. Now that doesn't mean that that's only going to be the only three sets. This is just one image. They couldn't fit everything on there. So there's possibly other sets as well, which they could potentially introduce in DLCs. So what we can see down here is how the sword combination works. So you've got the different types of swords here. You've got the handles here. You can switch between them, make them look a bit more unique. You're going to probably be able to color them as well. How much you're going to be able to actually customize each individual weapon, I'm not sure, but they did say the combinations for the weapons and tools are going to be in the millions, so there could be a lot of potential for combinations. And don't forget, this isn't just about appearances as well. There's going to be abilities that you can change as well. I'm not sure if you're going to be able to change abilities for things like these, but for other weapons, maybe more sort of primitive guns at least. Now, you can't read all of this. I'm not even sure whether this is meant to be actual text. I think it's just there for looks. I don't think it's actually meant to say anything. But obviously, this says combined. You've got Arati there, any handle, and then you've got detached. So it's just showing you can take off the handle and switch it around. And then over the other side we've got the shields as well. Now I'm not sure how much you're going to be able to change the shields. I'm not sure what these arrows mean. Maybe it's turning it around, I'm not sure. But these look fantastic. Now if we look at the shields, this has got me very interested. This is a skull. Now, a lot of people have pointed out that this looks like a Dilo skull. If we turn it onto its side, it does look like a Dilo head. That crest with the sort of valley in the middle, this does definitely look like a Dilo. which possibly suggests that dinos are returning in ARK 2, which I would have thought they probably would anyway. So I don't think that's any surprise, but we haven't actually seen a concept for the dino yet. But imagine if you can change this skull to any creature skull that's in ARK 2. That level of customization could be so awesome for things like shields, armor, weapons, possibly even building PCs, and I will come on to that in a minute because I've got such hope for the building system. But if you can change the level of detail on the shields to that extent of having different skulls on there and possibly different claws on here, that is going to be so good. I mean, obviously it's just for appearances, so for PvP it's going to be less important. I think it will be more important for PvE, but people do like how things look, and particularly with the game being in third person, then this is going to be visible even more to the actual player. Now let's take a quick look at the trailer and see the weapons that are in there, because some of the weapons in the trailer are actually different from the ones that we've seen so far, and these are likely to be customizable as well. So we've got the spear here. This is the top of the spear. This is very likely to be changeable as well, the different spear head to the actual handle of the spear, and I believe the end of the spear as well. Then we've got this bit here. You've got this weapon, which is, I think, quite a large dagger, so there's probably going to be the possibility that you can change this as well. You're going to be able to change the handle to the type of dagger head as well. You've got another type of spear here, a less pointy one. You've got the bows and arrows and everything. There is a lot in here that's going to be so customizable. Every single weapon is likely to be customizable, and if there's more tiers than the survivor, erratae and the scrap metal tier, then there's going to be so much more that you can change for how it's going to look. Now, some of those weapons in the trailer take us back to some of the concepts that were originally showcased on ArtStation by Victor Tomioka, who did contract work for ARK 2. These were all part of the Survivor set, but you'll be able to see here where these are likely to be customizable, just like the shields and swords. So again, we got the spear, slightly different spear from the one in the trailer. There's no feathers or anything, but you can clearly see the aspects that are going to be changeable between the different types of tiers. And then we've got the hatchet, again, very basic looking, very plain, but it's going to be interchangeable with the head and the handle. And then this was the one that we saw in the trailer, so you can suspect this possibly is an actual claw that's been turned into a dagger. So could you potentially change the claw to different types of dino claws? Imagine the Therizino claw on a dagger, or having a really small dagger that has a raptor claw and stuff like that. If that is the level of changes that you can make, this system is going to be so good, and everyone's going to be able to create their own unique style of weapons. But yeah, I am really liking these. I'm not quite sure what my favorite is yet. I love the aspect of the scrap metal set that has the skull on. I absolutely love that. I love that there's this red feathery things here. I suspect that comes from a dino that has lovely red feathers. Hopefully you'll be able to change the color of those, and little claws here as well. So can you change the type of feathers from different dinos as well? Not just change the handle, but actually change the feathers on the handles. On these, you've also got the little blue bits. This is on the scrap metal tier. So is this related to element? Possibly. Is it related to blue gems? Maybe you can change this to blue, green or red if gems are still going to be a part of ARK 2. So many little aspects that you could potentially change that can make this system so powerful. And once again, this at the moment is just looking at the appearance concept of the modding system, not the ability part of the system. So definitely an unexpected drop, as it was looking like the ARK 2 reveals were going to be every 4 weeks, but now it could be literally any week. And although I love the creature concepts, it's so good to get something a bit different. What I really want to see is anything to do with character creation, because we've not heard a single thing about that at all. Some people are assuming we're all going to be playing as Vin Diesel, but that just doesn't make sense to me, at least from a multiplayer perspective. I also really want to see some concepts on building structures, definitely one of the things that I want to see next, of course besides gameplay. And don't forget to let me know what you were liking out of this weapon system so far. Survivors, if you don't want to miss out on all the latest ARK news, make sure to subscribe. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.